Here's some simple things to do to survive in prison when you don't have any money. Like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into this. When you come into the prison system, you don't have any money, you don't have any friends, you don't know what to do. Here's some simple things to do that I've seen guys do to survive. One of the first things you need to do and learn how to do really quick is mind your own business. Staying to yourself, mind your business, could keep you alive. Don't worry about what other people's doing. Don't involve yourself in stuff that doesn't have nothing to do with you, and you will have a better way of navigating through whatever situations you come through. One of the other things that you need to do, try to do, is try to figure out how to make some money. Um, and there's lots of ways to do that in prison, inside. When you're, if you have a skill set, like if you can cut hair, cutting hair and being a off the line barber is a way to is a good prison hustle. I've known guys that have kind of made their way by cutting people's hair and getting commissary, stuff like that. And they do that their whole bid, and that's their hustle. Some guys, their hustle might be doing laundry. As bad as that might sound, or as degrading that might sound, some guys, that's how they make a living and survive during the time they're incarcerated, by washing people's clothes. Um, Clean clothes, pressed clothes, clothes that are crisp is a thing in prison. So if you're the laundry guy and you have that skill set, that's another way to make it to make it. Now there's other ways that are very risky and a lot of times very dangerous, and that is things like, you know, getting a officer or an employee compromised, getting drugs or some type of illegal anything in, like cell phones, drugs, uh, stuff like that. If you go down that road, there's a high risk, because the big risk is you get caught, you're going to catch another charge, lose good time, maybe even lose your life. So that's a high, super high risk. Um, do you want to go that route? Don't know. But, you've heard stories of an officer getting compromised, male inmate with a female officer. They develop a relationship, you know, talk to each other, turn sexual. Next thing you know, she's bringing him in food, drugs. Next thing you know, you turn that survival hustle thing into another charge, more time, and you just complicate your life big time. Now, all these things are things that you can do to survive if you don't have any money. Uh, there's higher risk and there's low risk. That's probably your highest risk. Uh, Another one is making weapons for people. Uh, yeah, people pay for weapons inside. A lot of people don't know how to make weapons. You can make a weapon just about any out of anything, plastic, metal, paper, whatever. You can make a weapon out of. You make a weapon out of a toothbrush, melt it, put a razor blade in it. Now you got a slasher, and people will buy that stuff for you, because a lot of prisons, a lot of states, you have to have a shank. You have to have some type of weapon on you at all times, and you got to be ready to go. Um, a lot of guys try the hustle of gambling. Gambling is the worst, absolute worst hustle you can ever come up with in your brain, because Gambling always leads to fighting, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting stabbed. There's always disagreements. There's always, people that guys that might collaborate together, get four guys on the table with a fifth guy. Uh, it's 4-on-1. The guy doesn't know that you all are playing together. You hook him up, get him in debt. Boom, there you go. Now you got a problem. So, when you come in, the best thing you can do is hopefully have some type of family connection or support, and somebody maybe be able to send you a little money. But the best hustle, and the hustle that's going to keep you out of trouble, is when you go in is get a job and work for whatever money they pay you and live off of that, and get out and stay out, and then you never have to worry about that anymore. But if you go in with the mindset of getting into things that you have no business getting into, if you get it in the mindset of you gotta uh, hook up with somebody, you gotta join a gang or whatever, affiliate with somebody, more than likely you're gonna become somebody's pawn in the game of the prison system, and a lot of guys just ain't built for that. You're just not built for it. You don't understand it. It's a different world, a different mindset. And if you're not mentally tough, if you're not mentally ready for it, you will get hurt and hurt bad. A lot of guys, especially younger guys, have no idea what it's like to come into the walls of anything, and they have a romanticize or fantasize about them being gangsters. And being gangster looks good on the movies, looks good on the rap videos, but when it comes down to it, and you're in the walls and you have to deal with life and death situations, that shit ain't good. That shit ain't funny, and it's not anything like they portray it to be. So you have to take that into consideration. You got to understand that when you come and you weave your way through the whole, time, you might have 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, whatever it is. You got to make good decisions, and if you're going to do a hustle, you better do a clean hustle where it's not so dangerous you could lose your life. Washing somebody's clothes is not a hustle that you could lose your life over unless you do something really stupid. Um, Making food, cooking for people and stuff like that. Those types of hustles and those types of way to survive are not as dangerous as the smuggling of contraband, getting cell phones, dealing with shanks and blades and stuff like that. So you got to pick your poisons. But my advice is don't come to prison and always stay on the other side, and you'll never have to worry about it. Till next time, always remember, stay on the other side.